looks like life in Britain has hit a new low. Not only are people losing their lives for becoming wrapped up in other people's beefs, but even now, law-abiding people like taxi drivers cannot even perform their job without fear of losing their lives. I'm not talking about car crashes either. I'm talking about cold, callous murders. It's an absolutely crap occurrence, but the minicab driver who was found fatally stabbed in his own taxi in Tottenham has been named as Gabriel Bringye. The 37-year-old, who has been described as a gentle human, was found slumped over the wheel with a suspected knife wound in his cab that was parked in Tottenham at about 7:20 p.m. on Wednesday. Now, the circumstances surrounding his death is extremely obscure. At the moment, Scotland Yard can only theorise how the hell he died, or murdered. The most common scenario that the police are going with is that they believe the 37-year-old Gabriel may have been killed by a passenger in his taxi who then fled before the police arrived. Now imagine this. You're going about doing your job in this pandemic. Right now you're a key worker. You're literally going to give lifts to customers, all the while hoping and praying that the passengers don't take off their masks or sneeze or cough in your taxi. You're concentrating on delivering your journey, and at some point you are asked for payment. There's a ton of scenarios that could have played out if the police are right. Number one being, the customer could have flat out refused to pay and then stabbed Gabriel. Or number two, a customer could have been crazy and just straight lunatic and then launched some kind of vicious attack. Or number three, it might not have been a customer at all and something even stranger has happened. The actual details of his death do not lessen the fact that another person has lost their life in some senseless crap that does nothing but make people wary of each other. Soon there will be no sense of community, no sense of human compassion at all. Gabriel, who has died of a suspected stab wound, was again, and I can't say this enough, he was found slumped over his own steering wheel with a stab wound. Paramedics battled to save his life, but unfortunately he was pronounced dead at the scene at around 8 p.m. By all accounts, the victim had so many things to look forward to. It was reported he had been planning for his wedding, which meant his fiancee must be in absolute bits about his death. A friend who did not leave their name says it was an awful tragedy. He was the nicest, most gentle human being you could meet. He wouldn't harm a fly. We are all in shock. Chief Superintendent Trina Fleming, who is in charge for policing in the North area, says, "Our thoughts remain with the victim's family as they attempt to come to terms with these tragic events." Of course, because of these sad events, there will be a bigger police presence in the area. So far, no arrests have been made, and police are urging members of the public to come forward with information. Again, this is some cold and stupid and senseless murder. So this death now brings the total of murder investigations in London alone to number 15. Right now, I'm actually waiting to see how effed up this country can actually get. I think we've reached a point where if you're a key worker and you're still working outside and you come into contact with people, you literally have to not look them in the eye. Don't talk to them, don't wave at them, don't smile, don't even think about them, don't breathe next to them, don't do nothing. Keep walking and pretend like they're strangers. Make them seem like they're a ghost. All I can say is to people is keep safe out there. Safe.